Hey guys, it's Syndicate here, and welcome to the new Mob of the Dead Alcatraz map trailer. Now, we could say this is just a normal trailer announcing things and that kind of stuff, which it actually is, just showing you a little bit more of a sneak peek of the map and what there is to offer. But, you know me, I always look for the finer detail and hopefully spot a new few things. So here we can see like they're introducing our characters. Now if you want to check out the full trailer, you can go to Call of Duty's YouTube channel and see the full thing unedited. But you can see we got like the mini Uzi, we're showing off guns that they're using. But something in particular I kind of want to point at is these news slides we're looking at. Now if you are really deep and delving into zombie storyline and stuff like that, you always want to find clues as to why we got to certain places, and this is exactly what we're doing now. So straight up, if we take a look in the top left hand corner of this slide of like newspaper reel we're just looking at, talking about who our characters are, we can actually see something says in the top, Dead Return. So, it might be like, how the hell Alcatraz, zombies got there, what's going on, how did it all happen? But here we can see in the newspaper talking about the actual crimes that these guys have committed, the dead are actually returning on the mainland, and then the newspapers are coming through the wardens or, like the people who work at the penitentiary to be like, oh, this is happening on the mainland. Crap. So how did they get over to the island? Because you can only get there by boat. You can say you want to try and swim it, and the zombies are the undead. We saw the map Call of the Dead. They can swim. They can go in ice cold water. So the zombies may have just, casually walked along the seabed across to the island. But it may have been that one of the wardens or one of, the members of staff who worked there came over with the sickness somehow, because we see it as you need to get bit or something like that, or be exposed to element 115 for so long for it to affect you. So it's interesting to see how they actually got over to the island and infected everyone. So anyway, now we'll carry on watching him using his LSAT, and in the background you actually noticed there was the plane they've been talking about. Now I'll show that later in detail in like full quality instead of it just being like the corner of something, but this time we have our new hint as to the illness that is going on. But this time it's sickness hits hard in slum, so I would assume slums, and then doctors hunt for cure, something like that, evacuation, something, and then mayor claims something or another. But there we can see that the outbreak is actually happening in the city. It started in the slums and it's spreading like crazy because, they haven't got like healthcare there. They haven't got like police to be there and like shoot down the zombies or something like that if they see someone going after each other. A lot of homeless people living in the slums and stuff like that. So that's where it spread, and it's just going to spread like wildfire throughout the city. So kind of cool that we're seeing more and more clues hidden to like as to how this outbreak actually happened, which is always what we want to know. But this is kind of like a twist off from our storyline or something like that. So this will be really, really interesting to see as to how it actually started in San Francisco, where Alcatraz is. So I'm really looking forward to like the hidden storylines behind this as to, the island outbreak, why these prisoners are still alive. And, we do learn about the actual prisoners and what they've done and who they kind of are throughout this little trailer that we've got. So you might want to go and listen to that properly in detail just to hear like what they've been said about each character. But something that we just missed then was the symbols. Now, we were told about these and the fact that when you are in afterlife mode, these are kind of the clue as to there might be something over here for you to do. Somewhere where you can go and find new things, activate something, that sort of thing. So I'm really looking forward to finding out what afterlife mode has to offer in this area. So here's like what might be a boss warden that we've kind of seen before, and just the zombies rolling around like badasses. But I will obviously stop and pause out when I find something that is absolutely crazy, which is going to be coming up round about now. Right, so here is our new boss zombie. Kind of reminds me of like the big beast from Resident Evil, who's just going to come and like absolutely tear your soul apart. But here he is. We have got the Alcatraz guard that you can actually read on his little badge that he's got. So this guy is the warden that these people have been talking about, saying this is the new zombie that's going to pop up, come round, and he is gonna fuck up your day basically. But something that's interesting to point out is that we could have certain things on him and all that jazz, like a pistol or something like that, but he's actually got 2 smoke grenades strapped to his chest. Now whether he can actually use them or they're just there for aesthetic appeal, then fair enough, but you can actually read smoke grenade off them when you're actually looking at them. So that'll be interesting to see what they have to do, or whether or not you can shoot them and confuse him. It just stuns him on the spot. That'd be quite good because then you can get away from him easily. But they might just be there for aesthetic purposes, and I'm just reading into things too much. But it's better to do that rather than to fall short and not guess it at all. So here we just see some more glimpses of the afterlife mode, new weapons. That looks like he's got like the LSAT in his hand, the Tommy gun, that sort of thing. But what's interesting is right now. So what we've got here is something that we saw quite a while ago, where we saw the electric chairs. Now you can actually tell that's them in the background because of the sign. Now if I wouldn't have spotted that sign, I wouldn't believe that I think the electric chairs are actually behind in the scenery, where we'll cut to this image where you can actually see what I'm on about. Now, we were guessing that this image was from on the Golden Gate Bridge, and we couldn't really back it up because, I just saw like strings in the background or something like that, and that could have been any location in the map. But as you can read there in the background, alive, and that is what you could read, no one escapes alive in the background. So I think right behind where this character is, because it's only a short clip that is the electric chairs. Now, this might just be something to do with the Easter egg. You all have to dive them at once, cause some electric charge or something like that. But at least we can kind of locate where this actually is, because due to this image, we can see that in the background there is nothing there. We are on a bridge, and we can see all the lines of metal like running along, suspending the bridge itself. So we can get over to the bridge itself. Interesting to how we can do this, but can we take a boat there? Do we just teleport there? We still don't know what the map has to offer, so we'll have to wait and see for that. So next up after that, we see some cool little features going on, but we have the new trap. Now, this is the fan trap that I'd like to point out. We have a teammate crawling under. Now, we know we can play as this character, so this is clearly someone playing, and we've just been shown and given a hint that when this trap's going on, don't worry, it's not the end of the world. If you're stuck on the other side of it, you can crawl under it. Might be small, like insignificant thing to some people, but as we all know, when you get trapped behind a certain, like location, and someone's turned on an electric trap or something like that, it can be difficult to get through it, but at least we know we can crawl under it, and this guy seemed to be able to make it safely. Okay, so we will see our new acid trap. We see the B-23R, not the bear. We see the AK-47. All's good. Seeing some new cool things. We got the actual starting pistol that we see up there. So the Colt is back. But then this is the next thing. The gondola, aka our new mode of transport. Now, this gondola is going to get us from A to B across the map. Now, we know of one location where we just saw they got into at the top where they entered, but I think we can also make out the bottom section where you can get to, being at the harbour, because when I was looking at the symbols before and the camera pans over, you can actually see that station where the gondola is heading to. So let's have a look at that right now. So you can see there is actually some sort of like red button on there. That's probably, just the pay to use now button. And you just travel off in the gondola. So there's our means of transport, which is really cool. So we know of 2 locations. Whether or not we can get around the map in total, that'd be really cool to help, like say if you get downed or something like that and you need to head over to Jug, wherever that is, we can sneak around and find new cool different locations. So after we see our new characters using the Executioner, the LSAT that we're going to see up here, but now we move on to something a little bit more interesting. Because as we see our Hellhound that's mounted on the wall here for some reason, eating them zombies, we see something green in the distance. Now, this got me a bit puzzled because at first I thought, oh, it's just like an insta-kill drop or something like that, but it's not. It's actually something that seems to be in like a cabinet, but it's got a green light arraying out of it. So whether it's something you can just jump next to, pick up, we'll see. So if you thought we didn't get enough out of this trailer, we now get to look at the new Tomahawks that chain between zombies and explode them. Now, I don't know if this is a one-hit kill thing or it does a certain amount of damage, but these look absolutely insane. And last but not least, we finally get to have a look at this plane, and the fact that you can actually escape off the island is crazy, because never in a map before have we actually been able to escape. Something always stops us, something always breaks, but here we actually get to fly off. And the fact that there's a genuinely working plane in the map is amazing. Whether or not we get to see where the plane goes, or we're going to have our first zombies map where we have like an ending, would be absolutely crazy. So I hope you guys are looking forward to this map pack as much as I am. I love zombies. I really cannot wait to start playing it. I can't wait to live stream it as well. I'm going to be live streaming it on the day when it's released. So make sure you drop by the channel, guys, and I'll be live streaming like crazy. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any videos I put out of zombies, so you get notified when I start live streaming. And if you can do us a favor, guys, if you love zombies, then make sure you smash that like button, and hopefully we're going to absolutely have one hell of an amazing map. My name is Syndicate, and adios.